So let's continue with a series where I take a deep dive into all the player options in different positions. We looked at an area of extreme strength, the back row. We looked at the centres, which is pretty weak. And now let's look at an area which is kind of meh, if you like, at scrum half. The present is okay. The future, I think, could be very good depending who you go for. And there's lots of different options with strengths and weaknesses, and it's difficult to know which way to go. I'm going to go through the options as I see it. I may miss out some, and let me know if I do. But I think I've covered most of the bases here, and I've been watching all the Premiership, all the England games, and the England under-20s games. So I've got a decent handle on what I think. But of course, I'm just one person, and I really want to know what you guys think. And before we get stuck in, just a congratulations to Ryan Blackmore, who won the Six Nations giveaway for a piece of rugby art like the ones behind me by Blair Skivington. He actually went for Jack Morgan up there, so I imagine he's a Welsh fan, so congratulations to him. And we're going to get some more pictures of some Lions players when they come out and they have their photo shoots, so just to freshen up the background. Let's get into it in alphabetical order once again with two Bath players at different ends of their careers. We've got Tom Carr-Smith, 23 years old. We're starting to see more of him, and he is the most physically imposing of all the scrum halves here, and he's going to get bigger. He's got a 6'2" frame to fill out, and he could be a bit of a beast, to be honest. Spencer is pretty chunky, and the Bath team, especially their pack, is very chunky, and Carr-Smith is the heir apparent to Ben Spencer, who at 32 isn't going to be going on for too much longer, but he's still playing some great rugby, controlling the Bath forwards, controlling the team, and Carr-Smith is going to be the guy taking that over. I am pretty sure of that. I haven't seen enough of Carr-Smith to say for sure how good he's going to be, but goodness me, he's got the ability there, that physical ability. His skills look very solid. He's making breaks, and like I said, he is a big lad. And then let's talk about Ben Spencer. I was going to say poor Ben Spencer because he's been there or thereabouts for a long time, in and out of the England squad, occasionally in the England team, but coaches keep passing him over. Is it because maybe to start with he was a bit quiet? Is it because he hadn't developed his game fully? He wasn't a controller? I don't know, but now he is leading that Bath team around with great experience, great leadership, and I think if England need a starter and Alex Mitchell isn't available, he's the obvious starter to me. Yes, he's not quite as quick as he used to be. He's not as nippy as some of the other guys. And he is a bit of a kicker because that is his strength, putting up those massive box kicks. He can kick a goal as well. I think he's played 10. But no, he is a hell of a player. And if you need an experienced guy to come in and start, I would still have him in the England squad. And I think he does deserve more England caps. But I don't know, is he one of those guys that just doesn't quite fit for whatever reason? Let me know why, if you think you know why, down below. Then onto the Bristol main man, Harry Randall. This guy is rapid. He is tiny and quick. And that's where he really came to my notice. I think he was playing university rugby in one of the finals at Twickenham it was. And he was just a rocket ship. He was absolutely tiny, even more tiny than he is now. But he is so quick and fearless. He just goes for it, taking quick tap penalties, something unexpected. This guy makes things happen, and he suits Bristol down to the ground. Does he suit international rugby? I'm not overly sure. When they play Harry Randall, it's interesting. Sometimes they restrict him. They get him to do a kicking game, which is his weakest suit. He's decent sometimes, but he has put up some horror kicks for England. But he's still in the team. I think they like his chat. He's a really good natural leader, very gobby, which is what you want from a scrum half. Now, I didn't realise he was now 27 years old. He still seems the young guy on the block, probably because of his size. But, he's getting towards the latter end of his career, and he's been picking up these England caps. And I think he'll get a few more for sure. But is he the man for England to lead them in internationals, to start? Just not sure, but he's a hell of a talent. Then we've got Caelan Englefield, who's probably the least fancied of all of these guys on the list, but he has been picked up by England A. He played for England 16s, then Ireland 19s, now back to England A. Is he going to get a full cap? Not sure. He's a very tidy scrum half. I don't see excellence in any particular of his areas, but he's a good scrum half for Gloucester there. Exeter, we had no one representing because they're very weak at scrum half, to be honest, and part of the reason why they're desperately trying to make signings there for next season. Then on to Harlequins, and of course they're struggling at the moment, so their main man, Will Porter, isn't looking as good as he has in the past. I've certainly had him in my squads in the past. He is absolutely rapid. He's a real live wire. Can he control a game? Well, I'm not quite sure. We haven't seen it yet for England. But at 26, he needs to kind of make the move now. He needs to get given that chance. But there's so many other options. maybe it's going to pass him by. He represented all the England age grades, so he's clearly got a lot of pedigree there. England A, is he going to break through to the full team properly? Yeah, not sure. But Lucas Friday, he's the guy that I think has the biggest ceiling, probably out of all of these guys. He's not massive, but he's absolutely fearless. His pass is a rocket. His kick is fantastic for a small guy as well. And he's fearless in attack, and he's absolutely rapid around the base. He came and played for England 20s when they had some injuries. McParland was injured. He actually got himself injured, which may be part of the reason England struggled against Wales. Not the only reason, but they would have loved him there. He is the real deal. So I'm making the prediction now. He will play for England at some point, and he could well be the main man. 18 years old now, so he needs to be given time, but I'm very excited about Lucas Friday. Then on to Leicester's Jack van Poortvliet, and he has been the heir apparent for a while now for England. Eddie Jones liked him. He's 6 foot tall, he's big, he's strong, he can kick, he can break when he's allowed to. So he has all those components there. Have I seen that absolute killer edge yet that I think, yes, he is the man? Not yet, but when he's, I think, unleashed and allowed to play with freedom like he did for England A, I think we can see a bit more. He does have that pace, that break as well. Was a bit tentative, I thought, when he first came on the scene for England. Now he's getting a bit more confident. Another guy who's in that nearly camp, still not sure about him, but let me know if you think he is the man or not. Then the second youngest player on the list, and that is Joe Davis of Newcastle. He's played some England under-20s. He now looks like he's probably first choice for Newcastle, actually, because he's so talented and Newcastle don't have a huge squad anyway. He's small, he's nippy, he's a classic scrum half. He looks very composed for a 19-year-old. I've got high hopes for this guy. Certainly Steve Diamond thinks he's amazing, and he probably is their biggest talent now that Guy Pepper's moved away. I think Joe Davis is going to be a big, big player. Can Newcastle keep hold of him? Yeah, I'm not sure, but he is a serious talent. England's number one is, of course, Alex Mitchell. He has had some poor games for England, but also some fantastic games as well. I think it's taken him a while to mature and get comfortable in his skin for England. He had been a bit tentative in the past, but when he's allowed to really express himself, he's best when he's breaking, he's sniping. He does have a very nice kick on him, but if you just make him kick, I think you're losing what he's really good at. Archie McParland, 20 years old, he has been the main man for England under-20s. Again, 6 foot tall, he's a big lad. Haven't seen a huge amount of him for Northampton. He's been injured, I think, recently, so he's one to watch, but another in the pipeline. Rafi Quirk of Sale was looking like he was the future for England scrum half. Eddie Jones had picked him up. He's incredibly powerful and explosive, the most explosive of the lot, but he was so explosive he kind of injured himself, was the reports from Sale and Rafi Quirk saying he always had to dial down his power. He's a lot slimmer now, but still picking up injuries. If he can get a run of form, a run of fitness, he could be very special, and I think everyone knows he could be very special, but we've got to see that run of form and fitness. But yeah, very exciting, very quick. For Saracens, one of the Bracken family, Charlie Bracken, is there, 21 years old, 14 caps for the under-20s. When's he going to break through for Saracens? Probably next year, I'd say. So let's watch this place. But again, another classic scrum half, as you'd expect from a Bracken, from Kieran Bracken's son. A very slick pass, of course, and he would do a job. And that's the thing, really. Loads of these players I can see doing a good job at international, but which ones are going to be special? It's so hard to pick. And that's why the England coaches have to make the right calls. It's super, super hard. So, for the present, who should England go for? I think they probably should stick for now with Alex Mitchell as the main man, 27 years old. He's still got plenty of time in him. Ben Spencer, I would keep in the squad. Like I said, if Mitchell is injured or you want a kicking scrum half, he's the man to bring in. And Harry Randall, I'd probably still keep around if you want a quick, nippy scrum half. I'm not 100% sold on that one, but right now as it stands, I'll probably go with those three, but it's not the best three we've ever had for England. The future, well, as you may have gathered, I think Joe Davis has got a serious future. Lucas Friday, I think, is probably the most exciting of the lot. And if Rafi Quirk can get fit, that trio could be absolute gold dust. But again, we just don't know how these players are going to fully develop. Time will tell. So from a position of kind of meh, could it become excellent? Could it become great? We will see. Let me know who you would pick and why. Love to know your thoughts down below. Do like, do subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you next time.